In olden days, a glimpse of stocking was looked on as something.
Hello. I am doing a tutorial today that I haven't revisited in quite some time, and the first one that I did was terrible quality. I also used, in that last Pageboy tutorial, I also used this book, and I did the Pageboy as it was designed in this book, which is not necessarily a straightforward Pageboy. It involves some victory curls, and that wasn't necessarily what I wanted to do with that tutorial, but I was anxious to try the style. So right now I'm going to do a straightforward Pageboy tutorial. This is definitely an important one to have in your arsenal because this is quintessential vintage styling, and basically all it is turning the hair under. It may seem very easy, and it is, but it is something that you definitely need to have an understanding of your hair in order to accomplish it. And there's also a couple little tricks that you may not really be familiar with that involve a ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and start. What I've done is I went ahead last night and curled my hair. I pin curled it on the top and on the sides. And then on the bottom I used these flexible rollers. Now what I'm going to do to start, and I rolled all of this hair under. The areas that are closest, on these areas on the side, I pin curled them towards my face. So on this side, I pin curled them over my finger and pinned in place, and on this one, I pin curled them under my finger and pinned in place. That kept them both going this direction. So in this particular style, direction is important. And then on the bottom, I just used these very small bendable flexible rollers. Now it may seem like using small rollers like this is going to be counterproductive to do an under a style that goes under, but when you have very straight hair, keep in mind, in order for this curled under effect to last, you do have to use smaller rollers, or at least I do. So I'm going to go ahead and take out these rollers first. And you can see that they made some really kinky little curls. So anyway, I've got these curls undone, and now what I'm going to do is just kind of get an idea of how they turned out. I'm going to brush through them and make sure that the curl took all over. And it did. Got that frizz going. So I'm going to brush through these curls and just break it up. Now I used a product to set my hair called Sahag Sculpting Mousse, or what is it called? S-A-H-A-G is the way it's spelled, and it's a mousse. It's like just a styling mousse, but it has worked really well in high humidity environment, in my high humidity environment, as a settings lotion. So I'm going to review that today as well. So check the link in the info bar. It won't be there until Friday because I'm not going to post that review until Friday, but once that review is posted, which will be this coming Friday, then you'll see the link in the info bar. But I am going to do a product review on it. Make sure you check back to get that. Okay, so now I've got these curls brushed out, and they look about exactly like I needed them to. So I'm going to make sure I keep that nice and fluffy for the time being. And before I remove these pin curls, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a standard ribbon. This is about 3/4 of an inch wide. And I'm going to take this ribbon and tie it right where it's at the base of my neck, or at the base of my skull, right there. And then I'm going to take this ribbon and tie it right here. Now the reason that we're doing this is because we want the Pageboy to be very, very firm to the head, where it scoops into the head and then flips back out. So that's why we're replacing this ribbon. Now you can do this ribbon after you've set your hair, or you can do it while your hair is setting at night. I would typically do it while I was setting my hair at night to give it that nice firm hold at the bottom of my skull. But I wanted to show you this part, so I didn't. So anyway, I am doing it now. Okay, so before I take these pin curls out, I'm going to take this ribbon, and then what I'm going to do is take my Layrite grooming spray, which I really love because it's not really a hairspray, and it's not really a setting lotion, and it's not really any kind of, it's just kind of its own animal. But I love it. You can use it on wet hair, you can use it on dry hair. It's a really great heat protector. It's Smells a little like a guy, but it's awesome, so I use it all the time. But I'm using it right now to just moisten my hair a little right where that ribbon is. Okay? And that is not going to affect these curls, but it is going to affect this portion of my hair where I've got the ribbon placed. And then I'm going to take my blow dryer and I'm going to blow dry it on low heat until I feel like it's a little bit dry. That should be enough to give you an idea of what this is going to accomplish. Now, if you leave this for a while, for a couple hours, overnight, your results are going to be much more authentic and much more noticeable. But I just did this to kind of show you what the ribbon is for, what it accomplishes, all that kind of thing. So now I've got these frizzy curls and I've got this ribbon. I'm going to take it out of my hair. And I can feel where that grooming spray has dried close to my skull. So hopefully we'll get the right result. But just keep in mind that the result will be more pronounced if you allow a longer setting time for the ribbon. Now I'm going to take my pin curls and go ahead and release them. These pin curls are sculpture pin curls. It's very important in this case for this type of a curl that you do keep the end curled as tightly as possible instead of allowing it to kink up. The main reason for that being, of course, that you want this to have a nice, soft, consistent effect. And if you have any kinks there at the end of the curl, it may not take as properly. But you can see how these are curled towards the face. That's what you want. That's what you want. There's always one or two stubborn ones that don't want to come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start brushing through these curls. First, I'm just going to brush through the curls to break them up. You'll get a lot of frizz, you'll get a lot of kink. Make sure your part is straight. I don't think I did that last night, so there may be a couple of little issues here at the top. Your part needs to be straight. If you want to do this part in the middle, you can also do that. That's a super cute 1940s Pageboy that would have been worn among the younger crowd especially. But it also can have a very vampish effect. If you part it in the middle and Pageboy it towards your hair, it'll be a little bit vampira. It's very cool. Okay. Alright, so now what I'm going to do in order to get the Pageboy, I'm going to start at the top and work my way all the way around. I'm going to first of all take this section, spray it a little bit so it's a little flat on top. This is a 1940s Pageboy, not a 50s Pageboy, so it's going to be a little bit more sleek at the top. So make sure you spray it down. Okay, so I've got it nice and sleek at the top, and now I'm going to start to curve it under. You're just going to take it and start brushing it around your thumb. Make sure to get the kinks out of the end. Okay, once you get the smoothness that you're looking for, make sure you kind of spray it. This is a sprayable hair, a brushable hairspray, so it's not going to ruin it if you brush through it again after you spray it. And I'm holding down the skull portion. You see how that's kind of bent outwards? I'm holding it down. And now I'm going to take it and brush up against my fingers. Anytime you've got a stray piece, try to incorporate it into the rest. If your hair is cut very straightforward midi style, and you've got this significant layering at the top where these top layers are very short, then this style, that style with the kind of tubular curls that show, that look more like that, are going to be a lot easier to achieve. But because my hair is a little longer, of course I can't do that. But this is still going to kind of give you the idea for the technique to do that. This will achieve that look if you have your hair cut properly. So you want to keep it as smooth as possible. There are a few kinks here from my pin curl clips. It's just the lay of the land with pin curling, unfortunately. The back section is the trickiest part. You just have to keep working with it. It's going to be easier to accomplish it underneath if you go from the side. A little kicking out still right here, so I'm going to pull that under. And there we go. Pretty dang close. So this is a Pageboy. It is a little mature of a style for me, and it's not my favorite style. If I take the top section here and lift it a little higher, and lift this back into kind of a sweeping motion, and separate it from this side section, I kind of like it a little better. And it's lovely, it's beautiful, it will last because you've used your wet set, and it's just one of those styles that's so iconic. And there's so many things you can do with it. You can do a standard pin curled Pageboy set and do a lot of different things with it. I'm gonna add a flower. And that's it. Hopefully you guys liked this. This is, like I said, a really easy one to do. Once you get the technique down, you can just do it in so many different ways and do all kinds of different things with it. And I'll be incorporating this sort of an under-swept style in a lot of my tutorials. So stick around if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. And I hope you like it. We'll see you.
Once knew better words, now only use four-letter words, writing prose. Anything goes. The world has gone mad today, and good's bad today.